Hey guys, for today's video I'm going to run through how I made my custom email signature, and I have two places that you can do that. So I have one built in within HoneyBook right here, and I'll walk you through this one first because I think it's a little bit easier than going through the Gmail one. So you can find your email signature under, you can either go to company settings by hovering over your little profile picture here in the corner. And I apologize, I feel like my HoneyBook is really slow today. And you'll find company settings and it should be within that first little link. Let's see if it'll pop up. There we go. So if we go to company settings, under general and under company brand, if you scroll down, you can update all of your brand elements here. So here you can see I have like my main logo. I have my little submark, like secondary logo. You can edit the color of your button. So mine is like my little nice little dusty blue in here. You can have a little default header image, and I believe that this is the, I think it's the default image for the top of your projects. And you can pretty much just like update all of the little brand elements and include like additional images to use like throughout HoneyBook and throughout your templates. But if you scroll down here, you can see the email signature template. And so if you go to edit email signature, it makes it really easy to go ahead and edit this. It's loading, and you can also access it from going to templates, and then on the side you'll see a bar that says you have like your email templates and then you have your email signature templates. So you can actually have multiple email signature templates within HoneyBook. If you have two different brands or something like that, you could have two different email signatures. I try to keep things really simple on my end, and so I have like a main email signature that I use no matter what type of client I'm dealing with, whether it's a wedding client or a portrait client or an education like mentoring client. I just keep one email signature to keep it like streamlined for me on the back end. So the really cool thing is that you can actually add an image by hitting insert image, and to get this to align really nicely where it's like side by side with this, you can make sure you hit left aligned image, and or if you want to have your image on the right, you could do right aligned image. Full size is just going to make it the full size. But here you can also, like if you hit enter, it just gives you a little space up here at the top. Sorry, it's being really slow on the back end of HoneyBook. But then you can type everything out here. So things that I recommend to have in your email signature would obviously be your first and last name. I would include the type of photography that you do. This is just like a little extra like teaching people of like what types of photography you do, what types of photography you don't do. It's another place to have it in there along with your website so people clearly know like what types of photography you do versus what you don't. I have my like tagline in here, but you don't always have to have that. I would say definitely make sure you have your location in your email signature, and make sure that this is also super present like all around your website so that people know, okay, like she's within my general area, like she can definitely take my pictures for me. So I think like having this in there is really key. I also keep my office hours in here just so people know when to expect a response from me. It's been really cool because I've had people like try to schedule a call and they're like, well, I see your office hours are Monday through Thursday, and it just helps proactively set boundaries with my clients. I also have links to my website home, my Facebook, my Instagram, and my blog in case people want to like quickly go and check some things out from my email signature itself. So the really cool thing about this is it'll just pop this into the bottom of all of your email templates for you. There's always a little button that says include your email signature, but I have actually gone through and on all my email templates have made sure that my signature is already there at the bottom so I don't have to add it in for every single email that I'm sending out. I also recommend, if you don't want to have your logo here, I think it works really well to have like a picture of your face and just reinforce like who it is as the person behind the brand. I think this is a really smart option if you don't necessarily put your face out on your Instagram feed a whole lot. This is a good way to make sure that you're including just like a little bit of like personal branding within your business, and will help people know exactly who it is behind the photo that's like sending them all these really kind emails. So that's how you do this within HoneyBook. And here you can see if you want to hyperlink anything, like these are hyperlinked using this little button up here. There's a lot of formatting stuff that you can do. Unfortunately, you can only change the size in HoneyBook. You can't change the actual font type within HoneyBook, but if you want to like bold something or change like the colors around, they do have foreground and background colors like through here, and they have a decent amount of colors that you can select from. So, and you can include like a line divider if you want, which is kind of cool. So you can customize this in a bunch of different ways. So that's it for HoneyBook. Let's go over to Gmail. So in order to reach this pane, this is the settings pane. If I go back to, actually let me save these real quick. I just recently updated my signature within Gmail. And I will go through and make sure that my signature is kind of up to date every single quarter within Gmail and HoneyBook. So on Gmail, the one slight difference that I have, I'll show you. So in order to hit settings, you click this little cog up here. You click see all settings. You can see my email inbox. And it's actually under general. So if you scroll down here, again, here's the email signature like pane. It's kind of cool because you can actually create different email signatures within here. But then here you let it know what your default you want to use is for messages. And you want to, for me, I have it on every new email that I send, and I also have it on every reply and forward. So it's in every single email. So again, mine looks really similar to what's in HoneyBook. I have the little cheers here. That's just a part of like my overall brand. And so I have that like within this email. If it is like a more somber email or something, I will like manually switch this out in the email that I'm sending to be like best or warmly. But generally I keep it cheers just to like tie in with other elements that are in my brand. Gmail does allow you to update the font, which is really cool. So I have it chosen as Georgia, and I should actually switch it to Garamond because that's more in line with what is on like my Show It website and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and switch that while I'm here. So this is kind of tiny, so I'm going to make this a little bit larger so it's easier for people to read. Again, you can do really fun things like bolding things, changing the color. I don't recommend having like background colors for anything, but you can get this color to be pretty in line with whatever you have for your actual brand, which is really nice. So I'm going to change that to this deeper blue. And the way that I made this in line within Gmail signature is a little bit of a workaround because it doesn't let you just like set this image to be in line with your text like it does in HoneyBook. So what I did was I created a Google Doc. And there are two ways of doing this. You can pop in your image here and then make sure that it says wrap text. And you can change like the margin size too. If you want some more space in between, you can just click the image, make it 1/4, or if you click 1/8, it kind of shrinks it here. And then position, I have move with text. And I actually have these all done for you, so I will pop this as a link into the resources vault so you can come here and just like customize it really easily. But here are two ways of doing it. So you can do it with setting the image properties to be wrap text on this one. And this is kind of just what I recommend having in your email signature. The reason why I have featured weddings in the email signature, if you are in an area like Washington, D.C. or in Charlottesville and you're planning on working closely with like a planner or some other vendors, some planners do like to see where you have gotten your work featured. I heard this from, I believe it was Abby Grace recommended keeping like your features in your email signature, especially as you get into like the higher range of clientele and vendors that you're working with. This again, even to clients, is a really good kind of just like, not like testimonial, but it shows your credibility really well, like straight off the bat within your email signature. So I keep this in here. I don't go super overboard. Like I haven't included every single feature that I've been featured in here, just for like brevity's sake. But I think it's nice to have like one or two that you're really proud of that you have like just in here. Now that I think about it, I could go a little bit further and actually link these features to the featured blog or not blog post, the featured post on the Washingtonian and on Cake and Lace and like at Virginia Bride, just to further like show your credibility with the weddings that you have gotten published, and it'll give people a general like view of your style of some of your best work. So I think that that's actually a great idea to do. I always include my upcoming out of office dates, and this is one of the main things that I am changing on a quarterly basis. I don't necessarily like change the overall format of my signature, but I will update the upcoming out of office dates on here every single quarter, and I just have that as a part of the quarterly checklist to run through and make sure that it's as up to date as possible. The second way of doing this, to have your image in line with your info, is actually to create a table. So this is actually like a 2-column table, and the way that I did this, if you want to do this on your own instead of using the template, you just go here, you go insert table, and make it whatever custom size you want it for your email signature. So for some reason, like you wanted like 4 different like little boxes, you can make a grid like this. And the way, I think the one that I actually originally had in Gmail, this is how I made it. And when you go here, if you right click, you can go to table properties. And I was just really sneaky, and I changed the border from being this gray to this white, and I changed it to being like really thin, 0.5 font, hitting OK. And you can like manually adjust like the column width and stuff too within table properties. But then this is how I got it to align really nicely, and I just copy pasted this into the Gmail signatures part, and that worked to get this all nice and pretty and aligned like this. So hopefully this is Hopefully this is helpful for setting up your email signature. I will go ahead and pop in this template as well as this Loom recording into the vault so that you can go ahead and get started with creating your custom email signature. As always, like, feel free to like customize this to what works best for you and your brand. But this is how I recommend doing this if you want the whole like side-by-side look with your picture or your logo and your info. Hopefully this is helpful, and let me know if you guys have any questions. You can either just comment on this Loom video, you can post in the Facebook group, or if you want a look at your personal email signature, just send me a Vox on Voxer, and I'd be happy to provide you with any input that you guys need. So hope you guys are having a great start to your quarter 3. I'm super excited to be getting some more of these resources into your hands.